This is Game Set Match Kentucky, episode 43, recorded on Sunday, November 10th, 2024, entitled Aces and Appetizers for All. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, where we talk about all things related to the Central Kentucky Tennis Series and maybe a whole lot more that you never asked for. We are recording on Sunday, November 10th. I'm Chris Godby, the chairman and one of the founders of the CKTS, where the lines are good and sandbagging is for golf. Well, we are on location today. I'm here with Chad Young. Hello, Chad.
Hello, Chris.
We are about
second time we've been on location.
Second time on location, and we are about 50 feet away from Studio D.
That's right.
Because
it's just around the corner.
Because we are at the Buchanon Indoor Tennis Facility,
otherwise officially known as the Warren County Tennis and Sports Facility.
I just call it the Buchanon.
A lot of people do.
Okay.
A lot of people do.
Well, we want to be sure and get that right. We don't want to offend anyone. So.
This podcast is a safe space.
No, it isn't. I don't want to advertise that. No. But no, we are on location at the Buchanon Indoor Facility, and we are in the midst of the event called CKTS Aces and Appetizers. It is a rebranding of our traditional end-of-year Sunday afternoon awards event. In the past, we have had open indoor courts for our tournament players that have, or for our CKTS members in the past. There's no such thing as membership now. And then at the end of that, we'd have a little 45-minute awards ceremony in the meeting room. Well, this year we're shaking it up. What we do, we've got the awards right out here in the lobby. People can come in and pick them up, get their picture made and with their award, and then head on out to the courts. And Chad has a sheet in front of him where he is plotting and planning the different people to put on the different courts, and you're working on some kind of rotation there.
Yeah, it's, right now it's just who wants to play and then trying to get everybody onto a court. So far, we've pretty much done that. We've got everybody on a court, and we're waiting for the next round of people to show up, or we'll put people back on the court. So we want everybody who wants to play to have an opportunity to play.
Are we looking right now at full the four courts that we have reserved? Are we looking at?
They're full right now.
Full? Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, if we don't have anybody to kick them off, they can play as long as they want to. But we do have some young men who played in the first round, and they've now gone to the appetizer portion.
We got a couple of junior players, a couple of young men who have played for about half an hour, and now they're getting into the cheese dip, I see.
Yep.
Steve Humphreys has made some homemade queso, and they're enjoying some of that right now. And I'll just tell you, Chad, I have dipped a few chips myself. No double dipping.
Okay.
But I have dipped a few chips, and they are delicious. The dip is first class.
I didn't see that, so
it's in the football. It's a crock pot shaped like a football.
I was immediately drawn to the cheesecakes.
We do have mini cheesecake bites, a Sam's Club special, and we got some sandwiches. And did we get veggies? Not that I would eat them, but I thought
you're asking the wrong guy about veggies.
I thought there were going to be veggies. Yeah, I had no plans to eat any sort of vegetables whatsoever, unless cheese dip is a vegetable. I think there's some peppers in it, so that would maybe sort of count. So we have had a lot of help this morning from our old friend Dave Brown, former member of our CKTS board here. He has invited him to join us today, and he graciously accepted, and we traveled down here together. He has helped set up the awards for us, and now he's out there on the court while we're stuck out here in the lobby.
Well, I mean, he earned it. I mean, we all had some responsibilities, but he did a great job putting those new trophies together, which are fantastic, by the way. You can see a picture of those on the Facebook post, or I'm sure when you go back and do some post-production, you might be able to put up a picture of these Oh, wait a second. This is an audio-only podcast. So
Audio only
there is
this
no
time.
picture being shown, but you can see those on the CKTS Facebook page. They are fantastic, and I know you did a lot of hard work on those. They look awesome.
Well, I really hope you mean that, and
No,
you're not just saying that because it took forever to make all those trophies. So,
Well, here's the thing about trophies, in my opinion. They have to be unique because your run-of-the-mill trophies get kind of, I don't know what the word is. I don't want to be too harsh, but, I mean, you can only have so many trophies with a tennis ball or a tennis racket or whatever. In one of our tour stops that I run, the Sidney Cassidy Memorial, we had a unique trophy. I mean, it's in monetary value, it's probably worth less than a normal trophy, but it was a llama because the young lady who the tournament is named after loved llamas. So it's just this little llama, but, uniqueness, I think, matters.
especially when trophies are so gosh darn expensive now.
Absolutely.
You got to come up with something creative. And all these are, I tried to do like awards, like, legit resin trophies, and they're just unaffordable. And I had the idea that, something shaped like the Commonwealth of Kentucky would be cool to have. And so I got them laser engraved, laser cut, hand painted. And here we are. We've got several of them still to be picked up, so we're here for another 2 hours. We're hoping for many more of these trophies to be claimed so that I don't have to take them home with me and put them in my garage, as I do often.
Well, they look great, and we want to congratulate the winners, so we hope folks are making plans to come by and pick them up.
Several people have already come by and exceeded my expectations. Actually, there's this, as you said, the courts are full that we've reserved, and we've got 2 more gentlemen have just walked in. They don't look like they're in their playing gear.
No.
Welcome to the Roberts. Hey, gentlemen.
Yeah,
You look like you're here to claim trophies, but you don't look like you're going to play. You're not dressed to play, are you? No? Well, I don't think Chad is going to let you out there in those black boots.
He's been in the deer stand this morning. That's
okay.
why.
Hey, congratulations on that deer.
Yesterday was opening day, right? Yeah. Saturday was opening day.
I've seen a lot of Facebook deer photos this morning already. Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I'll get you your awards in just a second. Before I forget, though, Chad, I want to mention Tim Perkins, who was he and Steve Humphreys were in charge of food, and so Tim did a good job coming through on getting us some delicious sandwiches here and the cheesecake. And so it's been a group effort this morning getting set up, and now we're going to enjoy the company of the players from this season and maybe have a conversation with some of our award winners today.
All right, sounds good.
We're here now with Ace Osman, who is the 2024 boys 14 and under singles champion, correct? Ace, where are you from?
Campbellsville.
Okay. You go to Taylor County?
Yeah.
Okay. And is this your how many years have you been on the team at Taylor County?
I started the very start of my 7th grade year, and I'm a freshman now, so 2 years.
Okay. What's your you play mostly singles or mostly doubles on the team?
I would say singles.
Okay.
I play some doubles, but mostly singles.
All right.
How many CKTS events did you play this year?
I don't even know. I just know I played a lot.
A lot. Do you have a favorite tournament? Is it the Miller Park Classic?
I like that one, yeah.
That's on your home turf, right?
Yeah, we don't have to drive too far.
Tell us why some tournaments were better than others. Like, because we're always looking for ways to improve. Like, were there things that you liked about some tournaments?
Some have like better courts. Like sometimes I play tournaments on like courts that have like big cracks on them, and they like mess me up.
Okay, well, yeah, cracks are never good. Crack is not good, children.
Let's see. Ace played the Miller Park Classic to open the season. He won that. He won the Sidney Cassidy Memorial here in Bowling Green, South Warren Courts.
He should have said that was his favorite tournament.
He should have. But I mean, I'm not going to complain that he picked the home court. That's okay. Lost in the finals at E-Town.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I usually remember the losses. And then he won the Danville Open. So won 3 of the 4 events that he entered. So those kind of had this clinched halfway through the season, to be honest with you.
Awesome, man. That's great. You going to play our tournaments again next year?
Definitely.
You going to try to play all 8 and get one of those green trophies? That's for playing all 8 tournaments. We made those bigger because it's a bigger deal.
I'll try.
Okay.
How'd you get into playing tennis?
Let's see, 2 years ago, I just wanted to try it out. My friend played, and he just told me to come out and play, and I just kept coming out.
Did you play other sports?
Basketball. Once I played tennis, I didn't play much basketball, and I'm doing wrestling now too.
Okay.
The friend that got you to come out and play tennis, are you better than them now?
Mm-mm.
No? Who is it?
Reese Spalding.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a pretty good player.
Yeah, he can play. He can play. Well, Ace,
congratulations.
Congratulations. It's been good having you.
Is this your first
with us.
podcast?
Yes.
There you go.
It's my first one, too.
It sounded like it when you said, I got to hit the record button.
Yeah, right. That could happen to anybody. Well, Ace, good luck. Have fun today. All right.
Thank you.
Now joining us is the father and son doubles duo of James Roberts and Jamison Roberts. They are co-champions this year of the men's C doubles division. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks.
So you played all 8 tournaments. You two are 2 of the 3 people, including Larry Kohler, that played all 8 of our tournaments this season. And how difficult was it to be able to play? Were there any close calls, like you might not get to play one of them and you had to work it out, or maybe there was an injury?
Yeah, there was a close 1 or 2.
Lean right into the mic if you don't care when you talk.
I had one I was close to on work. I was in North Carolina and had to come back a little early, and I thought it was going to be close. But other than that, we had to really work the weekends around a little bit, but we wanted to make sure we hit all 8.
Why is that? I mean, we love it.
Yeah.
And I know all the tournaments appreciate that dedication. And I know Chris and I can't even get to the same tournament together. I mean, I think I played 2 or 3, and you played more, but I don't know that we were in the same weekend. It's tough. Why do you like to play all 8?
Well, I like challenges. To me, it's a goal or a challenge, and then try to sacrifice. You try to sacrifice all you can to make that happen. Yeah. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I've always challenged myself on different things, and that's, I guess that's the key to it right there.
And in some years, men's C doubles doesn't have that many teams participating, but we had quite a few this year, probably more than we have in the past.
Mm-hmm. We did notice that. We're tickled to death that we get to see some new faces and returning faces, and love to see the division grow.
There were 20 different individuals that played men's C doubles. The division made every tournament, obviously, because you guys played all 8 of them. And I see you were champions twice, the Gator Open and the Glasgow Open. You were runners-up together at the Sidney Cassidy here in Bowling Green. You were runners-up at the Danville Open and at the Lake Cumberland Open, and you got a semifinal finish. You didn't do any worse than semifinal finish in all of them, and 2 titles, three runner-up titles, 2 championship titles. So which tournament was it the most difficult, you would say? Whether you won it or not, which one was the most difficult as far as your competition?
The one that where it was the hottest.
Okay.
You might have to be specific.
Yeah, go back and check temperature, and whichever one was the hottest, that was the most difficult.
I believe that was the first Bowling Green tournament.
Yeah. Sidney Cassidy was pretty awful.
Yeah, that was.
It was hot that weekend. I almost wilted, but we'll just say I almost wilted at most of them. So.
And Jameson generally you played all 8 in singles too, right?
That's correct. Yes.
So I mean, a lot of people like to play multiple events, but it really brings heat into play even more so when you're playing singles and doubles. And some people try to do two singles events. Is there anything you do to try to give your body some time in between? I've known people that have gone into coolers and whatnot. So how do you handle it when you're playing singles and doubles?
I'll try to get cooled down in between matches best I can, but I don't want to get too cold. It thrown me for a loop before.
Got it.
Kind of made me sick before, but I'll just say I'm glad there's 2 weeks between tournaments for
Gives
recovery.
you a little bit of recovery time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you wait too long between, you kind of stiffen up. If you kind of just, even though you're tired, you're exhausted, if you can just keep pushing. And the key, me and him's found a lot of times, you get to a certain point, and you push through that threshold or like a wall. If you can get through that wall, then you can just keep going. But that's the hardest part, is getting through that wall.
Now, just because I run one of the tournaments, I'm not expecting any favoritism. We asked this of one of the young men that we talked to earlier. Do you have a favorite event, and is there a reason why?
Ooh. I love all the tournaments. I mean, they're all fun in their own way. But I'll have to admit that I think E-Town might be my favorite tournament.
Sure.
Just the lake setting in the background and all the courts being there.
It's very scenic.
Yeah,
it's very scenic. So
absolutely.
I think I
understand that. It's one of my favorites too. It's also, they usually have the biggest draws. A lot of times you'll get some of your best competition in E-Town, but every tournament's unique. I think that's probably what you like about the tour as well. Is every tournament's unique. Different facilities. I'm not sure we play even the Bowling Green tournaments are played at two different sites. So you do get to play. How many years have you played all 8, Jameson?
I took 1 year off. I think it was in 20 for COVID. And now generally I think it's been every year since then. And then for 2 or 3 afterwards?
About 3 or 4 years ago, you missed one.
Missed one.
Missed
yeah.
one. That's because my mom passed away.
Yeah.
But
we try to make it a yearly tradition to get all in.
He's earned the nickname as like the Cal Ripken of the CKTS.
It's tough to play all 8 of
hey,
them.
we're not
It really
good, but
is.
we're consistent.
And one of the, I made those all 8 awards big, almost as big as an Open champion trophy, because of how difficult it is to play all 8 tournaments. Yeah. So
Well, on average, it's 4 months, and it's every other weekend on average.
Yeah. Right.
And that's the weekend you can't plan anything. You can't go nowhere. You can't plan anything. You've got just, if you do it, you just do it that other weekend. And I think that's the thing, and that's hard to do sometimes because things come up, and you have to sacrifice other things.
Right. Right. Well, guys, it's been great having you here. I'm glad you came.
Yep.
Congratulations on the deer.
Yep.
And stick around, have something to eat. And I know you didn't bring your tennis stuff, but feel free to take in some of the battles that they're having out here on the indoor courts. And thanks again for coming.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
a lot.
Thanks.
Yep.
Before we go any further, Chad's going to tell us about Vision Cabinet Source.
Vision Cabinet Source is a kitchen and bath cabinet supplier that ships all over the United States and has for over a decade. Whether you're building a new home or renovating a room in your home, Vision Cabinet Source can provide you with classic cabinet styles that are well built and affordable. You also find that they go above and beyond to provide service that exceeds expectations, from answering your initial questions to ensuring that you're happy with the final delivered product. Every Vision cabinet is built upon their promise to deliver well-constructed cabinets made from solid hardwoods, classic, versatile designs that complement your style, affordable options that fit your budget, on-time delivery with shipment within 24 hours, and accessible personal service you can count on. They have many different painted and stained lines of cabinets that are stocked at their warehouse in Campbellsville, Kentucky. And making these beautiful cabinets, they have a 17-step finishing process that assures top-quality craftsmanship. Go online and look at their styles and designs for yourself, and you'll agree that they do great work at an affordable price. Check them out on their website at visioncabinet.com, or you can call them at 270-465-3222. Tell them you heard about Vision Cabinet Source right here on Game Set Match Kentucky.
Joining us now is Coleman Greathouse. Coleman is the champion this season of the boys 18 and under singles division. He's also champion of the boys 16 and under singles division. Coleman, it's nice to meet you. Where do you come from?
I'm from Bardstown, Kentucky.
Okay. Now, which school do you go to in Bardstown?
I go to the Bardstown City Schools.
Bardstown
High
Independent?
School.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Bardstown's a cool place. Chad, have you spent much time in Bardstown?
I think I went to a wedding once at Maker's Mark, and so I think I stayed one night in the great city of Bardstown, but I never played tennis there.
Okay. So we'll just get off track already this early.
Absolutely.
Have you been to my old Kentucky home?
No, I
You
have
gotta
not.
go to my old Kentucky home, man.
What is that? Is that
It's just this old house that's
where they wrote the song?
I don't know. I think it's the house that inspired the song.
Have you been to Maker's Mark?
No, I don't even know what that is.
No, that's
Didn't
probably
even know
best that he doesn't know what that is.
I thought that was
It's a bourbon distillery.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about all the different ones around there.
Yeah, lots of them in that area. Well, tell us about this season for you on the CKTS. I see that you played
a bunch.
7 out of 8 tournaments. Almost got one of those green awards for playing all 8. So you played
Yeah.
7 out of 8. He decided to skip the lamest tournament.
I wasn't going to point out the one he didn't play.
No, just joking. He skipped the Sidney Cassidy Memorial, but he did play 7 out of the 8. Which of the tournaments were your favorite and why?
I don't know. I think E-Town Open is on there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that was probably my favorite just because there were so many people there, and it's like everybody talks about it. That's the ones that my friends played too. A lot of the ones I played by myself and not with my friends, but my friends played there because it was like the big one that everybody talks about, and I think that was just really fun, even though I didn't do too well.
I thought it was going to be Somerset because that was the one you took home the trophy, right?
Yeah, that would be the second one.
Okay.
It was really fun. It was just probably not my favorite because it was really hot, and the last match was like almost 2 hours long. It was incredible.
So what were you doing on June 14th and 15th that prevented you from playing in the Sidney Cassidy?
I think I was actually at church camp.
Okay,
That's
good.
why I wasn't
Okay,
there.
we'll
Good
accept
reason.
that.
That's
Yes.
an acceptable answer.
Yeah.
I run the Sidney Cassidy tournament. That's why.
Okay.
That's why we're putting you on the spot.
He's never heard
not
of you,
playing.
Chad. He's never heard of you. No, I'm just joking.
Understand?
Well, let's see. It looks like you had in the boys 18. You don't have any championships, but participation counts. And you finished. Your strongest finish was as runner-up at the Russell County Open. They had brand new courts there. Did you get to play on the brand new courts?
I did.
Down,
I think
down at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, it was really cool. I like that place. There was a bunch of courts too. I think I lost to this guy that was really good. He like crushed me.
It was
But
Braden Johnson from over in Edmonson County.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
he's a good player.
Yeah.
How
It
long
was-
have you been playing tennis?
I've been playing for almost 2 years. I'm a
Okay.
junior and started playing my freshman year in the spring.
Why'd you start playing?
I was gonna play soccer in the spring, but I missed the tryouts, and the tennis coach was my Spanish teacher, and he told me I should play tennis. So I tried it, and it was really fun, and
Awesome.
I really liked it. Yeah.
Have any of your teammates been in some of these tournaments with you?
Yes, the E-Town Open. All of my like tennis friends that I hang out and play with, they were in there. And then I think there might have been one other tournament that my friend Jack played in, but I can't remember which one it was. Yeah, he said he wants to do more next year though, because he can like drive by himself now.
Oh, good. That was my next question. Is are you going to join us again next year and try to hit up some more tournaments?
Yeah, next year I'll try to hit all 8 of them. So.
All right, man. You get
Try
one of
to get
those
every
green
single one.
awards. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to get one of those too. I didn't get one this year, so
Did you not play all? Oh, you didn't play
I
E-Town,
missed.
did you?
I missed E-Town.
That's
yeah.
right.
Anniversary trip. So I blame
also,
my wife for missing
also
a
an
tournament.
acceptable reason to miss.
I guess.
a CKTS
I guess.
event.
I can say that. She doesn't listen anyway, so I can say that. No, it was worth it. So, well, Coleman, awesome to have you here. I'm glad you got to join us today for Aces and Appetizers, and I hope you're having fun, and I hope you're getting full, too.
Yep.
So get some food.
All right.
Is
Thank
this your
you.
first podcast?
This is my first podcast.
There
Yeah,
you go.
first time for everybody.
That's
It's
right.
Chad's first podcast, too. So, no, just joking. All right. Well, thank you, Coleman.
Thank you. I'll see
Have
you.
fun. Okay, now we're joined by the champion and runner-up of the boys 12 and under singles
I'm the
division.
champion.
This is actually take 2 with them because somebody who will remain nameless and sounds just like
You.
me forgot to press record. So we'll start over, so to speak.
So this is your official first podcast, guys.
Yes.
That one before was just a dress rehearsal.
Second and a half.
Aaron Chang is the champion of the boys 12 and under singles division, winning all 3 of the tournaments that he played. Runner-up to his good friend and next-door neighbor, who's also with us, Benjamin England. Guys, thanks for being here.
Welcome.
All right, so some questions that I will ask again, since I am actually recording this time. Benjamin, since you guys play together a lot, what is the best weapon that Aaron has in his game?
Forehand.
Okay. I'll ask you the same question, Aaron.
Forehand.
Okay. And what about a weakness? What can you pick on?
High to the backhand.
High to
Oh,
the
no.
backhand.
He has a one-handed backhand.
Ooh. Wow, that's a rarity for young people today, wouldn't you think, Chad?
Is
A
that so,
one-handed backhand?
Benjamin? You have a one-handed backhand, right? Who do you, if you go watch video, who do you try to emulate?
You're looking at the wrong person.
Who do you try to emulate if you're hitting a one-handed backhand?
Who do you try
Is
to
it
beat?
Federer? Is it Team
Probably, yeah, Federer.
Federer? Did you watch Federer's one-handed backhand on YouTube?
All the time.
Okay.
And I watch a lot of Pete Sampras
Okay. Pistol Pete.
with this bald guy.
Now, when you two guys get together to play tennis, do you usually go to Pulaski County courts?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
the high
Wouldn't it
school.
be nice if you had your own tennis court, since you live next door to each other?
Yeah.
Maybe the shared
Yeah.
property line.
Probably in
you
my
could-
backyard.
It'd be better in your backyard, Benjamin.
Actually, no, his backyard.
Somebody lives on a hill, right?
We both live on a hill, but he has bigger land.
That's why they make bulldozers, excavators. They can flatten all that stuff and carve you out a good 60 by 120 area, and you can put in your own court. And you guys can play all the time.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you-
fine with that.
So how long have you guys lived next to each other?
6 years.
No, because I moved in
When I was
4 years ago.
4 years, I guess.
Okay. And I understand that that Aaron got Benjamin into playing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So your neighbors said, "Hey, why don't you come play tennis?"
Yeah.
That sound right?
I was
Yeah.
probably shooting some free throws,
Okay.
and then he came up to me and go hit some tennis balls, and I said sure. And that's what's got me in for 2 years.
Okay.
Benjamin, your dad is standing over here off to the
The
side,
bald guy.
giggling nervously.
Bald guy.
Can you
Bald
beat
guy.
him?
Yes.
Good.
Sit-so.
Good.
Easy win. No breaks needed.
That's awesome.
He wishes.
And you guys are both in
What about you, Aaron? Can you beat Dad 6-0-6-0?
Yeah, no.
He pro tennis player.
No way. Alfie Chang is a legend, and nobody's beating him.
Yeah.
Honestly, we could probably beat him now.
Oh, is that right?
You wish.
Yeah, he can't run.
I think he can still take you.
No,
Um,
yeah. If we just
He
hit
just
it-
make you run.
So you guys
You
are
hit it
both
straight
in
to
6th grade
Yeah.
right now, and next year you're eligible to be on the high school team. Is that something you're looking forward to?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. And you think you'll jump right into that top 6, or you think it's going to take a little bit of time?
Jump right in. Honestly.
Awesome. See, I love that attitude, man. He's
Yeah,
a killer.
It doesn't take long to figure out that Benjamin's got some confidence.
Yes, absolutely. What?
What?
You guys, this is your first time on a podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little
Well,
awkward.
be sure and tell your friends you're on a sports podcast, and
I don't have any friends.
you don't have any friends. Okay. Well, maybe this will help you get some friends.
Yeah, if you tell people you're on the Game Set Match podcast, I'm
Yeah.
sure the friends will be lining up.
Oh
after
yeah, they'll
that.
be like, "Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that."
Did you have fun at the event today?
Yes.
We're glad to have you here. We're going strong for another hour here, so hopefully you can get back out on the court or go play some ping pong down the hall
Oh yeah,
here.
we're going to play some ping pong.
Yeah, so we were talking earlier. So they play some video games together.
I'm better.
Play a game.
Roblox?
No,
I
ping
called it
pong.
robots. It's apparently not called robots.
No, it's not robots,
But
it's
there is-
Roblox.
we have a clear, better tennis player at this point. They played each other 4 times. Aaron won all 4. But in ping pong, there's a little bit of
It's,
disagreement,
it's
right?
It's
even.
it's even, but
And then
I'm a little better.
I got the basketball.
Yeah, he's better at basketball. 'Cause
All right.
So he got tennis. We're even in ping pong, and I'm better at basketball.
So we're headed to the ping pong courts to determine who the champion is,
It's called a
right?
table.
What's that?
It's called a table.
Well, it's inside the courts.
Oh.
Yeah.
We have our ping pong tables
It's
here
on the racquetball
racquetball
court, Smarty.
So-
All right.
Well, you're headed to the table to try to
I'm
settle the
smarty.
score.
yeah,
I'm not crunchy
and we'll
and
tell you
sugary.
later who won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please do.
We are waiting with bated breath. So, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on your efforts at state middle school tournament yesterday, and thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
See ya.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined right now by the co-champions of the men's 40 and over doubles division. They won it 4 points each ahead of the next person in line. We've got Don and Steve Humphreys, father and son, but we affectionately...
Wait a second.
No, yeah, they're not
Wait a
brothers.
second.
They're not brothers. Now, I know that's what you thought.
No, it's not just what I thought, and I really didn't think that. I had someone at the state adult tournament, I think in 2022, argue with me that you two were in fact brothers, and I'm like, I'm trust me, I'm pretty sure it's father and son, and she was so adamant that you were brothers. I don't know where she got her information, but
Well, it may have came from Louisville. It's like me and Dad used to play in the USTA Louisville divisions a lot. And that's probably about 10 to 5 years ago. And whenever we would play up there, Dad would introduce our opponents as we're brothers. You know, and at that time his hair was not gray. It was actually black. So it was more believable. So I used to protest and said, no, we're not brothers. He's my dad. But it happened so much I just gave up. And so I just let him introduce them as my brothers. But it would become quite confusing for the other team in the middle of the match when I was going, Dad, get that.
Good shot, Dad.
So nobody switch over at the games and they go, now, are y'all father and son or brothers? I don't even know what's going on here. So
thus the confusion statewide.
yeah.
The first person I heard jokingly refer to you as brothers was our late great friend Cliff Randall. We were at one of our tournaments, and you all were coming up the parking lot, and he goes, "Here comes the Humphreys brothers!" So that was fun.
Well, I think he's probably referring to the Bryan brothers. Were very popular.
Oh well,
then.
I know people get you
And
guys confused.
And like the Bryan brothers, we always try to have matching outfits. So
Yes.
Our philosophy is that if you can't be the best, you can look the best.
That is, I have shared that philosophy. Yes, definitely for sure. I'm a fan of the matching outfits. So tell us about this season for you on the CKTS playing 40 and over doubles. It looks like you've played 5 tournaments. You have won title together at the Gator Open, and you've got a runner-up title twice. You've bookended the season, beginning and the end of the season, Miller Park and Russell County Open, with runner-up titles. Just tell us a little bit about your experience playing doubles together on the CKTS Tour this summer.
Well, Dad, I've kind of monopolized the microphone,
Yeah,
so
you
I
have.
think
I'm
that
really
you
good.
should.
I think you're good at
so
it,
I
too.
think that you should pipe in at this point in time. So this is not a monologue.
Well, one of the things that going this year that we played, I found out that a lot of last year it was really nip and tuck too. We barely won the championship last week. And I told Stephen, I said, we've played all the tournaments and you get an extra point even if you just play, even if you lose. And I think we won it by stretching it out and wearing people out. So I think that's what I contributed to this year.
Persistence,
too.
right?
But on the other hand, everybody is getting better, which the CKTS is doing. You can start at any level, and you can just gradually work yourself up to play at whatever level you want to play at. And but we have a lot of fun. I just told somebody, I said, my priorities when I hit the court is to have fun, get exercise, and if I win, that's just a big plus, so that's kind of our philosophy.
How long have you guys been playing together?
We began playing, I guess, competitively in 2005.
Okay.
That was the year that I guess I had my kids old enough that I could actually go do something. And we got involved in the bluegrass games. We played there. And then we started playing the CKTS tournaments. And that was the second year that it started on that. And we have now won a CKTS tournament since 2005 every year to today.
20 years almost.
Remarkable.
That's impressive.
Full disclosure, Steve is a board member with CKTS, and we have valued his assistance on the board since the very early days of the tour. And your cheese dip, man, is outrageous.
It's your best contribution.
That might
ever
be the best of all of your contributions to the
all
tour.
the things you brought to the board, that cheese dip tops them all.
In the football-shaped crock pot warmer, the cheese dip is awesome, man. You're going to have to share your recipe.
It is the star of Aces and Appetizers.
Well, everybody's talking about it, you know. I guess we're going to have to rename this next year to Aces, Appetizers, and Steve's Dip.
That's right.
Well, we don't have to have my name, just say and cheese dip.
So, how long have you been playing, Don?
Well, it kind of goes back, you know how we all are when we're young and you think you can do everything. And I played softball and played a little bit of tennis, and we didn't have high school tennis at that time. That's in the 60s in Campbellsville. And but I learned to play then, and I thought I would help Steven play and we could play together. Try to do something father and son. And he played on then later on they had a high school team, and I thought, well, I could help him and play with him and get him practice and everything. And I'd come out and when I played, that was back when the high top socks come over your knee was in, and Steven would wear them. He's always looked good. Well, I'd come out in colored socks and just whatever kind of shoes I had, and t-shirt, it wouldn't matter. And he got to where he wouldn't even play with. So we've come a long way to this.
He wasn't cool enough to play with. I was in high school, and
so
coming out in the dress socks.
Basically, you just got your dad to start dressing like you so that you would play with him.
Yeah. Usually the parent gets the kid involved in a sport that they like, but it was the opposite. I started playing tennis first in middle school, and then I got into high school and was playing. And then Dad said it kind of looked like fun, so he'd want to go out and hit with me. And I go, no, you're not good enough. I don't want to hit with you.
Yeah.
So I went off to college, didn't play any. And Dad continued playing in the Campbellsville leagues. So then when I came back from college, we'd go out and hit, and he was almost as good as me. So he'd caught up. So if we would go out and hit, and I could tell that he was on that day, I would just say, well, let's just hit around today. I don't want to play a game. So
Have you ever played against each other in a tournament?
I don't think so.
I don't think in a tournament we haven't.
No, I haven't.
Just on Sunday afternoons at Miller Park.
We've had mixed doubles, but he played in B and I played in open, so we didn't actually play against each other.
But in practice, we play against each other. We do that. Where we rotate and we end up.
And I always know, when I'm at the net, that Dad's going to try to kill me with it. So
and vice versa.
And vice versa. So.
Yeah. I got to be really sharp up there.
Don, your game has had a renaissance since your knee replacements, right? Didn't you have a double knee replacement?
No, I just had a partial knee, but before I wore a brace, and it was good. But if I just quickly turned real at the wrong time, that would hurt, and then I couldn't go back. Once you hurt it, I just had to stand there or just maybe move one little step.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, if I'm going to get this done, I'm going to get it done. I thought I would have to have I did the shots things, and the guy said, Crotosome, I think that's what they call them. He said, well, people come in and get them about every 3 months. I thought, every 3 months, that would work great, So I got those, and he said, how long yours last? And I said, about 3 days. I said, after you give me that shot, I can play with the best of them first day.
Sure, yeah.
So anyway, we did the brace thing and did all that, and then I was ready. And I was fortunate with the Dr. Galen Weiss in Campbellsville. and he did full knee, but he did replacement, but he didn't do the partial. And it was during COVID that time. Well, I booked a surgeon in Bardstown. I waited and called, and the lady said, "Well, I don't even have nothing down." I was looking for my date, and so then that fell through, and then I was trying to get another one, and I think Galen was out there hitting with somebody. He said, "Don ever get his knee fixed?" And they said, "No, he's still trying to get it fixed." Well, he was just getting qualified to do the partial knee, and so he knew I needed it, and he said, "Now I'll have the best trainer there. He's going to be with me, because he already did full." And so I was his second patient, and both of us were successful, and evidently. And he still plays with us, and he's really good.
He's got a killer forehand, doesn't he?
Yeah, Galen plays with us.
Yeah, I know who that is.
It's either a winner or hits the fence.
Yeah. It's beautiful when it goes in, just kind of like my shots.
Isn't that how it is for everybody?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
I got the same game.
Yeah. And I said, well, I was talking to him, and he was saying, "Oh, it won't be that much trouble." He said, "I just want to make a little small incision right here, and then so we'll take that off, and we'll pop that in there, and it won't be much to do it." So I was the second one, and I woke up, and I looked down there, and it looked like he cut the whole knee out. Had a big long scar. And he said, "Well, I just wanted to make sure, just in case you wasn't good on that other side, I was going to do a full one on you." But I wasn't. But I'm going to tell you, I'd rather have the big scar and then just not even have a little scar, because you can almost tell tennis players now if they've got that big scar, they got it on their knee, So,
but I was gonna say, like, since it was a partial, he was playing tennis 6 weeks after.
Wow, that's awesome.
Well, that's what Galen said. He said, "You ready to go?" I said, "Are you sure?" "I don't think so." No. But anyway, it's a progression. You go and get into it, and I think I'm operating pretty good now.
You are. You're playing as well as I've ever seen you play.
Yeah.
I assume Miller Park is your favorite tournament on the tour.
Yes, it's the closest to home.
So we're gonna make that assumption. So, do you have a favorite event on the tour other than that one?
Your favorite CKTS tournament this year or any year?
I guess they're all unique, and they're all special, because some tournaments are run by close friends who like to go in and see them. And I guess like the one that's the biggest would be E-Town. You see more people. It draws a lot of friends from around a lot of different places. So I guess I like seeing E-Town because I see old people that aren't playing anymore, like Bo.
Yeah, it's always good to see Bo.
And it's just stuff like that. So I guess I like playing E-Town just because I see more friends. Or as I call them, my frenemies, because they're my friends when we're not playing, but when we're playing, they're my enemies.
But I'll just add that CKTS, it's, Stephen said we came in on the second year, so that's been pretty early. But back then, the children or the kids didn't play, and it's like I tell people, I said I've seen the mother, the father, the kids all playing in the same tournament, and it's grown because of that. And each place has its own uniqueness, but the directors are is the ones that you really remember, and we've got a super bunch of directors of people that just love tennis, and they just want to encourage people to play tennis. And I'm a people person, and I really appreciate that kind of stuff. There's competition involved, but it's friendly competition. It's different, and that's what I want from me, So I enjoy. So I would encourage anybody to play any of the tournaments and get a taste of everybody and meet people, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Thanks, Don. We're going to cut you a check for that endorsement right now. Let me find the checkbook. No, seriously, those are kind words. I really appreciate it. And, well, man, it was great having you guys.
Did you enjoy the event today?
Yeah, we always enjoy coming down and playing. Yeah. This is a great facility. Wish we had one of these in every community.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, we always love it.
Really appreciate it. It means a lot. We could do a whole episode with these guys right here, and maybe we'll do that one day. But thank you for being here. I hope you had fun at the CKTS Aces and Appetizers and Cheese Dip event, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys again really soon.
All right. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now I think it's time to wrap up this edition of Game Set Match Kentucky. Aces and Appetizers.
And cheese dip.
Aces and Appetizers and cheese dip. It's almost been the full 3 hours now, and it has flown by. I'll just say this has exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I don't know in terms of numbers if we had more people than we have had when we've done
I think so.
tennis courts and then
I think so.
awards. But, I mean, it seems like everybody's had their fair, had plenty of tennis and time for food, and I think it's been great.
I will say there are more people that have come today to this than I expected. The numbers were greater than the last couple of years, I believe. And some of the players have told me that on the way out. They're like, wow, there were a lot of people here today, weren't there? And I'm like, yeah, I think there were. I didn't get a good count, though. I'm going to have to ballpark it at some point. But
I think it's been great. We hope it only grows from here.
Yes.
Because, what we want to offer is, an opportunity to come and play some tennis, pick up your awards if you won them, have some food, have some fellowship, and just have a good time.
Yeah, the hanging out has been probably the most enjoyable part of it for me, just getting to see people we haven't seen in a while, and it was fun talking to some of these kids on the podcast. They're a hoot. So
yeah.
And
I don't think they ever got to play ping pong, though.
No, those the
rooms
kids
are full.
from Somerset, the sixth graders. No, I don't think they got to play ping pong. Yeah, it's a busy play. That's the ping pong and the badminton here at this facility. Watching some people play badminton right now, just over your shoulder, Chad, and they're having a war out there.
I told some people off the air, badminton is probably the number 2 sport played in this facility, which is not something we ever imagined when we opened. But people found out that we had the ability to make our racquetball courts, badminton, and it's kind of exploded. So here at the parks, we just want people to use the facility, and we're glad to have people doing that, even if they're not playing tennis.
We'll have to think about a year from now how we're going to make Aces and Appetizers and Cheese Dip an even better event. I think that word will spread among people about the fun that they had here today, and I think we'll have more people here next year. Honestly,
so.
I think that we will, and we'll do a better job throughout the summer next year of promoting it ahead of time and letting people know, hey, we're going to have a year-end event, and Steve Humphries is going to make cheese dip, and Tim Perkins is going to bring sandwiches and cheesecake bites, and who knows what else. Maybe we'll mix in some different foods.
Should be reason
next
enough
year.
right there.
Yeah. And did you get all hopped up on iced tea?
Yeah, I've had you should ask more about the cheesecake bites, because I've had a couple of those.
I've eaten one of each
really
flavor.
Good.
I think there are 3 flavors.
I
I've
just
had
went
one
to
of
the
each.
Strawberry every time.
Okay. Yeah, I had one of each. I love the cheesecake bites, and those little bitty 1-inch squares. They're probably 200 calories each, but I don't think it counts on a day like this. Well, I wanted to also thank SOKY, the Southern Kentucky Tennis Association, for, whether they know it or not, letting us use their lounge today to have this event. And thanks to Warren County Parks and Recreation for renting us the courts and allowing us to set up out here in the lobby and take pictures and do the show.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm very, very pleased with this event. I hope.
I am, honestly. I'm really not just saying that because I'm trying to promote the CKTS. I had fun today. I really did. Yeah. It's hard to believe that it's already time to. It's 10 minutes till it's over. It's hard to believe that it's time to close up and take everything down.
We didn't really know how many people would be here and who'd come here to play tennis, and the courts were full at all times, and it kind of got close to having to bump some people off, but it worked out. Hopefully that'll cause problems in the future. They'll have so many people, not enough courts, and we'll have to really work on ways to get people on and off the courts. So it's been great. Hopefully, folks, if they couldn't join us this year, can come next year. It'll probably be around the same time, early November.
Yes.
And hopefully they'll have some success on the tour next year and be able to come by and get one of the trophies.
There's been a lot of buzz about these awards. They turned out better than I expected. And so let that be a goal for some folks to win one of these and take them home next year. The Open Division awards were pretty large, and so were the All 8 awards. That's a hard one to get. So I'm going to make that a goal myself, is to get back to playing all 8 of the tournaments next summer. I missed it by 1 this year. Well, thanks to everybody that came to Aces and Appetizers this year, the first annual Aces and Appetizers, the revamping and rebranding of our year-end awards event. And thank you for listening to this podcast today. And you can subscribe to it with any major podcast app on your mobile device. You name the podcast app and we're on it. We'd love for you to review this podcast and give it a 5-star rating. You can visit our website, GameSetMatchKY.com, for information about the show and all of the back episodes. We have a Facebook page. It's facebook.com/GameSetMatchKY. That's our same address on X and Instagram, GameSetMatchKY. The CKTS is also on Facebook at CKTS Tour. Same address for X and Instagram. I am on X at Chris Godby. Chad is on X at Chad Young Tennis. We'd also like to thank our sponsors today, Vision Cabinet Source. We're accepting sponsorships for the upcoming year of this program. If you are interested in being involved, you can send an email to info@GameSetMatchKY.com. And even here at the Buchanan facility, there's that sound. Hawkeye says, we are out.
Out of here.
Until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young. We're 50 feet away from Studio D, on remote, on location at Warren County Parks and Recreation, Buchanan Indoor Tennis Facility. This has been Game Set Match Kentucky.